Good morning. It is Monday, July 7th. Here's what we're working on. 7 people have been taken to hospital following a crash near Hamilton International Airport.
I was in the backyard and I heard a couple bangs and I thought it was fireworks.
Hamilton police are investigating 2 shootings over the weekend.
Both my parents are deceased, and I said, Mom, Dad, God, help.
And Texas bracing for more rain as the flooding death toll continues to rise. Thanks so much for joining us, Rick, myself, Annette, and Brian on this very soupy Monday. I opened up the door this morning and it was just like, it was already hot and humid and windy, and that wind just seemed to add to it, Brian.
Yeah, it's just blowing the warm air around. That's really all it's doing. It's not refreshing wind at all. It just kind of hits you and you go, nah, please, come on.
I'm like, I want to go back inside.
Yeah, that's right. Back into the air conditioning. We're sitting at 24 degrees right now, and then you factor in the humidity, so it feels like 33 at the moment. That's how we're starting the day. The heat warnings are gone. Just think, all right, 24 degrees to start the morning. Friday morning at this time, we were 12, so we're double that temperature this morning, and not a lot of sunshine. We could see a little bit of sunshine for the day today, but there's a chance of a shower, chance of a thunderstorm. And we're going to hit 28 today. So thankfully, it's less than what we had on the weekend. Both days we got to 31 with humid excess of 40. So we had the heat warning, but the heat warning's gone now. So 28 feeling like 36 today. And as you can see, there's not a lot of sunshine here this morning. Still fairly cloudy at the moment. Okay, that's the forecast. As far as traffic is concerned this morning, nothing that I can show you right on our exclusive camera here at the 403 and Waterdown Road. I want to go to an MTO traffic camera. This is an MTO traffic camera at the 403 junction, so this is just a little bit further along, heading toward Burlington. It looks like there's a multi-vehicle collision right here. You can see we have emergency crews on the scene, and farther back, right at the very left-hand side of your screen, you can see another disabled vehicle because of this collision. It's, as I said, not really causing a slowdown as far as Waterdown Road is concerned. Volume hasn't really started to build yet, but that's one problem on the major routes. Of course, the other big problem this morning is on Trinity Church Road, and Simone Gavris, I understand, is on the scene, and she'll have details on all of that coming up. We will look at weather and traffic, of course, in a few minutes for you. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, police are at a multi-vehicle crash on Hamilton Mountain that sent a number of people to hospital with serious injuries. Simone Gavros joins us from Trinity Church Road with the details. Simone?
Annette, police say that 3 vehicles were involved in this crash and that 7 people were sent to hospital with serious injuries. Now, we just heard from police this morning via email that the cars were going southbound when they were hit head on by another vehicle, and then that vehicle was rear-ended by another. So you can just see here behind me the scene so far that police still have roped off this morning. Investigators are still on scene here, and the collision reconstruction unit is here as well, just piecing together everything that happened here. But this is just to the right of the road here. You can see the vehicles off on the side of the road. Now, earlier today, police posted on X about the road closures. They closed Trinity Church Road between Guyot Road and Pine Hill Drive. That's just south of Rymel Road. The closure now is just after Dickinson Road. So it's getting a little bit smaller as police are starting to continue to investigate this crash and everything that might have happened here. But I'm told it's going to be like this for several hours, and drivers are asked to avoid the area and plan accordingly. Now, we're already seeing a number of drivers continue to head down the road here on Trinity Church Road, notice the road closure and have to turn around. We are hoping to hear more information from police about what might have caused this crash and the extent of the injuries. For now, things back over to you, Rick.
Thank you, Simone. Hamilton police say they're investigating a shooting at a known party rental property in Flamborough that left 1 person injured over the weekend. Officers say they received reports of gunfire at the house at around 3:20 a.m. yesterday. 1 person was severely injured and transported to hospital. Now, this isn't the first time that police have been called to this address. Just over a year ago, another shooting took place at this same property where one person was killed and 3 others were injured. No arrests have been made in relation to that investigation.
And a car's been shot at while on Hamilton's Barton Street. So this happened Saturday evening near Harmony Avenue. Hamilton police say a car was shot at by 2 people as it was traveling westbound on Barton. The 2 shooters ran off after firing while the victim drove to a nearby mall to contact police. That's left people in the area in shock.
I was in the backyard and I heard a couple bangs and I thought it was fireworks.
Tried to get onto Barton and the entire center mall. You couldn't get into the parking lot, or they just had everything barricaded. So yeah, you realize it's a shooting.
One person was taken to hospital with serious injuries. Investigators believe the shooting may have been targeted. Searchers combing through piles of uprooted trees, vehicles, and other debris in central Texas have found more victims of flash flooding. The death toll has now hit 82, and dozens of people are still missing, including 10 girls from a summer camp that was wiped out by Friday's pre-dawn floodwaters. Searchers have now found 68 bodies in one county where a wall of water came down the Guadalupe River. The dead include 28 children. Texas's governor has warned that another round of heavy rain could cause more life-threatening flooding through tomorrow.
A particular threat for people who are driving on roadways. Some of the lives lost in central Texas were people who were swept away in vehicles or in similar crossing type situations. Know that rising water on roads can occur very rapidly. You may think that you can drive through it only to find out when you're in there that it's too late.
And officials say the death toll is expected to rise. Ontario Premier Doug Ford is set to meet with his Alberta counterpart today at the Calgary Stampede. They're going to sign a memorandum of understanding on energy and trade between the 2 provinces. Ford and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith met yesterday for a roundtable meeting. Ford on social media posted how they talked about how to build new pipelines and rail lines to send Canadian critical minerals and energy to other countries. Ford signed a memorandum of understanding with Manitoba's Premier Wab Kinew in May to boost the movement of goods and labours between those 2 provinces. He's set to hold a news conference at 10 this morning or 11 this morning alongside Danielle Smith. We will live stream it at chch.com. Unionized workers at the Workplace Safety and Insurance Board are back on the job today after ratifying a new agreement. It ends a nearly 2-month-long strike. While the full terms have not been released, key issues in the dispute included wages, workloads, and the outsourcing of 26 Ontario jobs to a U.S. company. The job action was the first strike in the WSIB's history after contract talks with the board broke down May 22nd. The WSIB provides injury and illness insurance for more than 300,000 workplaces across our province.
Sportsline, the Blue Jays are without question the hottest team in the majors.
Line to left, and that's a base hit. In to score is Bichette. Up to second goes Kirk. It's an RBI single for Davis Schneider to give the Blue Jays the lead.
Make it 8 straight wins for Toronto after they beat the Angels 3-2 for their season-high 8th win in a row. Bo Bichette homered in the 4th inning. Davis Schneider drove in Bichette in the 6th, with proved to be the winning run. The Jays are now 52-38 after sweeping a homestand of 7 or more games for the first time since 1994, and for only the 2nd time in franchise history. The victory also gives Toronto a 3-game lead over the Yankees and Rays in the AL East. Justin Rankin sparked the Elks to their first win of the CFL season. The running back rushed for 105 yards, made 4 catches for 69 yards, and scored 2 touchdowns to lead the 1-3 Edmonton over the Red Blacks 39-33. The loss drops Ottawa to 1-4 and in last place in the CFL. The 2-2 Ticats, fresh off their win in Toronto on Friday, will host the Red Blacks this coming Saturday night.
It's going to be a different angle of the set piece here for Mexico. Alvarado the fake. Now it's hooked in. It takes a flick and it's in. It's Edson Alvarez. The flag comes up for offside. He's looking for the right decision, and it is a good goal. It is a Mexico goal.
Edson Alvarez scored in the 77th minute as Mexico rallied past the United States 2-1 to win its record 10th CONCACAF Gold Cup championship. Chris Richards put the Americans ahead in the 4th minute last night in Houston before Raul Jimenez tied the score in the 27th. Canada won bronze at the FIBA Women's America Basketball Tournament.
Gibb over to Swords. Swords puts it in. The backdoor cut off the glass is good for Silas Swords. Neither team has a timeout. Argentina 1.4 on the clock. And that's how Canada's going to get it done. A bronze medal.
Phenom Silas Swords scored the winning bucket with 1.4 seconds left in double overtime as Canada beat Argentina 76-75. The 19-year-old Sudbury native scored a game-high 23 points. The U.S. bounced Brazil 92-84 in the gold medal final. Lando Norris survived an incident-filled race in the rain to win Formula One's British Grand Prix, his first win in his home event. McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri finished second after he was given a 10-second penalty for braking hard behind the safety car while in the lead. Sauber's Nico Hülkenberg was third for his first podium finish in his 239th race. Canadian Lance Stroll finished in 7th place. On a hot and steamy Sunday, the Hamilton Cardinals banged out 5 home runs and crushed the London Majors 15-2. Yoki Pena capped the fireworks with a grand slam to boost Hamilton's Inter-County Baseball League record to 10-12. Welland's Brendan Lowther went deep to lead the Jackfish to a 16-8 victory over Brantford. The win gives Welland a 3-game lead over Chatham-Kent for first in the IBL. Blue Jays catcher Alejandro Kirk was named to the All-Star game as a reserve. The Niagara Ironbacks split a Sunday doubleheader with the Niagara Falls Americans winning the opening game 8-0 but losing Game 2 1-0. The last place Washington Nationals have fired manager Dave Martinez and general manager Mike Rizzo. The Niagara River Lions bounced Montreal 77-73. They now lead the CEBL Eastern Conference at 9-5. And Kevin Durant's trade to the Rockets was a record breaker because it involved 7 teams and 13 players from Houston, Phoenix, Atlanta, Minnesota, Golden State, Brooklyn, and the Lakers.
6:12 on this Monday morning, 7th of July. Let's start with traffic because we do have some problems on the roads here this morning, and then we'll get into our forecast for what we can expect for today. 403 Waterdown Road. So that looks pretty good at the moment, even though there's a problem a little further along. So that's right around Waterdown Road. If we check our MTO traffic camera, a little bit further along, right about the junction as you're making the split to go to the QEW Niagara or head along through to Burlington. Here's what we're dealing with. We've got a collision right there. We've got emergency crews there on the scene. It's slowing things down, but the backlog has not gone too far on that. So that's pretty good. Just a couple of other cameras, Garden City Skyway, Red Hill Creek. We'll flip ahead to the Ford plant at Etobicoke Creek. Not a lot else happening except for the closure of Trinity Church Road. It's in the Guyot Pine Hill Road area. They are trying to limit that now to make the closure a little bit smaller, but keep that in mind on the Hamilton Mountain. All right, let's get to our temperature that we have at the moment. We're looking at 24 degrees to start the morning here. And yeah, the heat warning is gone, but it's still sticky. Humidex of 33, the winds are light, the humidity's up there. It is a partly sunny sky, or you want to call it partly cloudy, whichever you want. So the air quality risk for the day is in the low risk category. No problems there. We've got some precipitation going by us to the north, not really affecting us yet. That's a low pressure system. It'll drag a cold front across us for the day today. No, it's not going to make it cold. It's just going to cool off the temperatures a little bit. It'll make it a little bit more comfortable for sleeping. After an overnight where the temperature only fell to about 23, it'll be nice to get some fresher air in. So today, 28 degrees generally, humidex about 36, so still warm and muggy. A little bit of sun is possible, but showers and thunderstorms. Tonight, showers, temperatures fall into the teens. That'll be a little better, 17, 18, and 19 degrees, 15 for Guelph and Kitchener. And then tomorrow, yeah, a little bit cooler still, 26 and 27 degrees, but again, chance of showers under a mainly cloudy sky. So as you step out the door, 7th morning of July, the temperature right now 24, humidex 33, and a bit of sun. Long range coming up. And that, right.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, we know who loves that heat and humidity. It's Emily, and we're going to chat with her very shortly about what's to come in Chit Chat. As well, in business news, U.S. President Donald Trump's deadline for trade deals with many countries, including ours, is looming. We'll tell you how Canada could be impacted. We're coming up on 6:17 on your Monday morning, and we say good morning to Emily with a look at what's to come in Chit Chat.
Hi, good morning. Ozzy Osbourne, he reunited with all the original Black Sabbath bandmates for his final ever live performance over the weekend, and we've got it.
Is there a hint as to how it went?
There's your hint.
Okay.
There's your hint.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Kelly Clarkson postponed her Las Vegas residency hours before it was about to happen, and we will tell you why. Okay. And Scarlett Johansson becomes Hollywood's highest grossing lead actor.
Okay,
how much
that's
she's
impressive.
making. Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay. Sure. Thanks very much. Okay, in business news this morning, the Canadian dollar is down a lot. It's dropped 39 basis points, trading overseas right now at 73.13 cents U.S. Gold is down $23.60 an ounce. Crude oil is 21 cents lower to 66.79 U.S. a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are also down in London and Paris, but up in Frankfurt.
In Asia, markets were down in Tokyo and Hong Kong, but just 1 point higher in Shanghai. And in North American markets, the TSX gained just a point on Friday. Wall Street was closed for the 4th of July holiday, and U.S. stock futures are down this morning amid Donald Trump's looming reciprocal tariff deadline.
Now, the deadline for several countries to make a trade deal with the United States or face steep tariffs is just days away. Donald Trump has set July 9th as the cutoff for what he called reciprocal tariffs on over 150 nations. The rates on that list range from 10% to more than 40%. Now, Canada is not part of Trump's so-called Liberation Day tariffs, but talks with the impacted countries could signal what's to come. Canadian negotiators face their own self-imposed deadline for a trade deal with the U.S. later this month. Now, Trump has set deadlines before, only to extend them.
Sending letters out on Monday having to do with the trade deals. Could be 12, maybe 15. You know, Secretary of Commerce right here. And I guess, Howard, I would say it could be maybe as many as 15 or so. And they'll be going out on Monday, and some will go out on Tuesday and Wednesday, and we've made deals also, so we're going to have a combination of letters, and some deals have been made.
So who knows what's going to happen? When some tariffs kicked in last April, they sparked a sell-off on Wall Street and the bond market fell. At the time, Donald Trump gave countries 3 more months to cut a deal. Since then, almost all goods that the U.S. imports have been slapped with a minimum 10% tariff. Stocks, meantime, have not only recovered their losses, they've set multiple new record highs. But analysts say that if tariffs start to rise again and inflation comes back, those market gains could quickly be erased all over again.
8 oil-producing countries in the OPEC alliance will boost output by more than 500,000 barrels a day next month in a move that could further reduce gas prices. The group that includes Saudi Arabia and Russia made the decision at a virtual meeting on Saturday. They cited a steady global economic outlook and low oil inventories. Oil prices surged last month during the war between Israel and Iran, but have since fallen.
Okay, we're taking a quick break right now. Brian is going to be back with traffic, those problems near Hamilton International Airport as well, and your 7-day forecast.
Good morning, 6:23 on this Monday, 7th of July. We've got problems already here this morning. QEW Highway 403 junction, so you're splitting to go off to the QEW Niagara or QEW Toronto. We've got a multi-vehicle collision right here, as you can see. It's slowing things down in this area and not too far back into Hamilton, but the volume hasn't started to build just as yet. So that's one problem that we have. I'm just going to flip through some other cameras, show you that there's not a lot else going on. We've got some volume across the top of the Skyway Bridge. This is getting to be normal this time of the morning, east of Bronte all the way through Sheraton. Dundas 403 looks good. Oh, speaking of the 4 series highways, if you use the 407 to head into Toronto, Eastbound lanes are completely closed at Mississauga Road due to a serious collision. And keep in mind the problem on the mountain. We've got that collision, serious collision, Trinity Church Road, just around the Guyot Pine Hill area. All right, to our temperatures that we have this morning. Look how warm it is. It's been this warm overnight. About 23 degrees is what we fell to, but we've climbed to 24 in Hamilton, humidex of 33 already, 23 Grimsby, 22 Toronto, 25 into Mississauga. Our intrepid weekend hiker was at it again. Annette Hom took this picture on a Sunday morning, beating the heat nice and early on a Sunday morning. That's the way to do it. Beautiful shot there in the Sulphur Springs area. Those are our sun times, our records for today, and our seasonals, 26 and 15 now. And yeah, a little unsettled for the day today. Chance of a shower, thunderstorm, 28 feeling like 36, 17 chance of showers tonight. Tomorrow again, chance of a lingering shower. Temperatures get cooler, 27 feeling like 32 tomorrow. Showers and 23 Wednesday, then it starts to build again, 25. We'll get some sunshine for Friday, finally, and then it looks like some showers as we get into our next weekend on Saturday. That's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian. Well, finally, some equality in a decades-long event in Finland.
The wife-carrying World Championships wrapped up this weekend, drawing more than 200 competitors from 18 countries. Couples raced through a challenging course, all while the wife was carried on the husband's back. Finland's strongest man won the sprint race, but an American couple took the first place in the main event. And for the first time ever in this event's history, a separate women's series was introduced. This unusual competition dates back to 1992 and is inspired by a 19th century legend about a bandit named Herman Herkko Ronkanen. He supposedly tested his gang by having them carry heavy sacks of grain or even pigs through tough courses. Another version says he and his thieves stole food and abducted women, carrying them on their backs as they escaped. And then went through this course. Ponds on a track. Wow.
The training for that. Can you imagine training for this in your own neighborhood and your neighbors don't know what you're doing?
You're like, what is happening right now?
What is going on?
Well, we do know that more is to come here on CH Morning Live. Join us. I'm not sure why they were carrying them like upside down. I don't understand that.